Today on CityCast Boise, okay, grab your PSL. We're driving to the farm for the third installment of our Fall Getaway series. From Boise newsletter writer Marissa Lavelle is with Emma, sharing her insider tips to the best pumpkin patches, corn mazes, and apple picking. It's Wednesday, September 27th. I'm Frankie Barnhill filling in for Emma Arnold, and this is what Boise's talking about.
Hi, Marissa. Welcome back.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
We're super lucky here because we live so close to where food is grown compared to other cities, but it also means that there's like a lot of farms that get converted for fall activities, right?
Yeah, there's so many. I would say most of the farms that grow like fruit and vegetables and stuff do some sort of fall thing, whether it's like a corn maze or a pumpkin patch or both, but we're super lucky. Things are very close. I mean, I think you can get to pretty much all of these things within like 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, I always feel like we're so spoiled for fall. Like it makes sense we're fall girlies. This is it. Like, this is the spot. Where would you recommend we check out for you pick fruit farms? I actually have never done this. I go to the slopes. You know, my family always goes to Emmett and stuff, and we get a box of peaches, but I've never done the you pick thing.
Oh, it's so fun. You should totally do it. You would love it. It's so fun. So I really like Cherry Hill Farms. They are a farm that's run by this cute little family, and they do all kinds of fruit throughout the year. They have apricots and cherries starting in July. And then, in the fall, they have apples, and they do a pumpkin patch and a corn maze, which I'll tell you about in a sec. But that one's really fun. I also really like the Berry Ranch in Nampa. Of course, they have berries, lots of berries in the summer, and then pumpkins in the fall. But they also have this amazing little farm stand that has like flowers and honey and sweet corn. And they also have like meats, so beef and lamb, and they we'll sell you the bones also to make bone broth. So that one's, they have amazing stuff out there. That one's cash only, FYI. So if you go out there, be ready.
Is that one in Caldwell? Is Cherry Hill in Caldwell?
Yeah, Cherry Hill is in Caldwell, and then the Berry Ranch is in Nampa.
Nice. Okay. Any other on your honorable mentions for you pick spots?
Yes. I like Williams Fruit Ranch in in Emmett also. That's one of the oldest operating fruit farms in the valley. And they do all kinds of, you pick also plums, peaches, cherries. They have apples right now. And something else that I like that they do is they will sell you fresh pressed fruit juice. So that's like if you don't have like a juicer, they will just do it for you. So you can get your apples and your apple juice all in one swoop.
Any tips for doing the you pick right? I feel like there has to be a knack to this.
Yeah. Wear the right clothing for sure. Like it's, you're going out to a farm, so it's not really like a get cute activity. Definitely wear closed-toed shoes. If you're going to go in the summer or even on just like one of the hotter days, it's very sunny out there. So like wear your sunscreen and a hat. Some of those, you need to bring your own container. So just like be prepared for that or check in on that. Like the Berry Ranch, you need to bring your own container. Some of them do provide that, but just check in on that. And then, the other thing I would say is like, if you have any sort of garden, how much like effort and time it takes to grow something. And so while going to pick is like just kind of a fun activity for you, it's someone has spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours growing that. So be mindful of where you're walking. Don't like trample over stuff. And as you're picking, like do so carefully. Don't like break branches on trees and pick fruit that's not really ready to be picked yet or anything like that. Just like, be respectful of the farm.
That's very good advice. And good to remember that you're there for fun, but other people do that full time, all the time.
Yes.
So yeah.
And it's hard work.
It's very hard work. Yeah. Are you eat the fruit in person, like as you go, or do you grab a bunch and like have go-to recipes for apples and peaches and stuff like that?
For sure, both. I love to eat like fresh fruit, but I also love to bake. Right now, I've been doing baked peaches, which is like a life-changing thing because it's so easy and it's so good.
Tell me everything about this. I have a peach tree and about 10 million peaches right now, and I've been like, I don't actually know what to do with these.
Oh, okay. This is what you do. Seriously, it's so easy. This is gonna change your life. Take a peach, slice it in half, remove the pit, and then you just put like a little chunk of butter in the little divot where the pit was. Put brown sugar and cinnamon on it and bake it for like 30 minutes or so at 375. and then just eat it, or with a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Okay,
so
that's
good. So
sounds
easy.
amazing. That sounds so
easy.
good.
It's like criminal how easy it is.
Yeah, I don't know why I've never thought of that, but I'm definitely going to be doing that for lunch today because that sounds amazing. Hey there, dreamers! Boise Entrepreneur Week is just around the corner with even more can't-miss events and prizes for entrepreneurs, would-be entrepreneurs, and the organizations that support them. Over the course of 5 days, thousands of go-getters just like you will share, challenge, and support each other. Besides building businesses, you'll walk away from the week with new confidence and skills, a deep sense of community, and plenty of ways to support our local economy. There are multiple pitch competitions where finalists will compete for more than $200,000. Plus, one standout pitch finalist will receive $100,000 in equity funding. Have an idea for a food or beverage product disruptor? Your pitch could end up in the Albertsons Broadway store in Boise. And the best part, tickets are absolutely free, ensuring that this opportunity is for everyone, no matter where you are on your startup journey. Get your tickets and find the full schedule at boiseentrepreneur.week.org. How do we know what's in season and whether we'll like it? How will they use it? Are there any guides for that?
Yeah, Idaho Preferred has Idaho Preferred Month, which is in September, but they have some really great guides. They have this whole chart on their website about what's in season and when that I love. I love using that. And I think that they also have some recipes and stuff, but I would honestly, when you go out to pick, ask the people, ask the farmers. They have some of the best recipes. A lot of them are family-run farms, so they have these family recipes about what to do with stuff. And you're getting it right from the source.
I love that. Okay, next category. This is my favorite, corn mazes. My family has been going to the same corn maze for 20 years. Started with our kids all babies, and now our kids are all grown-ups, and we're still trying to drag everybody to the corn maze. But we only go to the one, so I don't really know of any others. What are some of your favorites?
Okay, so Low Families Farmstead is it's huge. I think it's 15 acres or something like that. But that's the farm. They do a big, huge design every year. I have no idea how they do that. I would love to know.
Magic. Corn magic.
Seriously, this year, it's a huge, basically outline of the nation with a flag in it. I have no idea how they do this, but it's really cool because they do it in 2 sections. So if you don't want to spend the time to do the entire thing, you can just do half of it. And then they also have a little mini maze for the little kids or strollers. So that one's good. Cherry Hill Farms that I mentioned earlier for apple picking, they also have a little corn maze. I think it's about half the size of Lowe's. It's 7-ish acres. And they also do that in 2 different parts. And then there's another one called Flaming Acres Farms. And something that they do that's cool is they have these little checkpoints all throughout the corn maze where you answer farm trivia. So it's very interactive, but you also can kind of keep track of how far you're getting. So those ones are fun. And we also have a couple that do the haunted, scary
I'm going to ask you, I didn't know if anybody still did that. I remember I took my kids to one of those when they were, they were probably around 8-ish. And I thought they might be a little too grown up and think it was cheesy. And they screamed through the whole thing. It was really
traumatized
great.
them.
They loved it and they had a great time. But I think I took 15 boys that year, and it was just so much screaming, and it was just it was great. It was very great.
I love that. Yeah. There really isn't as many, I think. I was kind of surprised that there wasn't as many, but there is one called Shindig Farms. That's in Nampa. And they do a straw maze. So they stack bales of hay up and have a maze through that. But every Saturday night in October, they do a haunted maze. So it's every Saturday in October after 8 p.m. Otherwise, it's not scary during the day or up until 8 p.m. So there's that one. And then this one's a little bit of a stretch, but there's a place called Haunted World. That's an indoor-outdoor, full on super scary haunted house thing. And part of the outdoor attraction is you go through a corn maze. And they also have a haunted barnyard with all these creepy animals. It's honestly really scary. So if you're looking to get really scared, I would do a Haunted World. And there's a part that's a corn maze.
That's fun. I'm glad they're still doing that. I wish we had more because I think that's one of the best things to take kids to. So fun.
Yes.
But pumpkin patch is also super cute and might be the kind of the pinnacle of fall. What are our options for like an outside day trip to go pick out pumpkins?
Yes. So again, Lowe Family Farmstead and Cherry Hill Farms, they both do like the full on fall thing. They have, the little farm rides and all like the pumpkin patch and all kinds of things. So if you're looking to do kind of like the full on, fall on the farm experience, I would go to those two places. And then the Berry Ranch in Nampa, there are berries all throughout the summer, but in the fall, it's just pumpkins. So that's also a really good spot. It's like pretty small too. So it doesn't have all those other bells and whistles. So if you just want to go to the pumpkin patch, I would go to the Berry Ranch. Like, obviously it's easier to just throw a pumpkin in your cart when you're like at Fred Meyer or whatever, but taking the trip to the farm and picking out your own pumpkin is so fun. It's so much fun. It's so cute. And it's totally worth the extra effort.
I don't know which one does it, but one year we went and they take you like on the tractor, and
yes.
they like pull you out and you get a ride and then you get off, you pick your pumpkin and then you come back. And I think that's for kids, if you got littles with you, that is super, super cute and fun. They love that tractor ride.
Yes, totally.
Any other stuff you endorse this season that's like within the drive of Boise?
Yeah, I love fall camping and hiking. It's my favorite. It's so beautiful in the mountains in the fall. So, like Bogus Basin, Moores Mountain area is pretty close to Boise. Beautiful colors and, just hiking up there. If you're in the Stanley area, Fish Hook Creek Trail is always beautiful, but in the fall, it's amazing. And just like any of the scenic byways, go up the 55 or the 21 and just like go for a drive. I think that's something that's cool that we have is tamaracks, or like also known as Western larch, which are a deciduous coniferous tree. So they have like cones and needles, but they actually are one of the only evergreen trees that lose their needles. And so those are the trees that they turn this brilliant yellow color. And it's, oh my God, it's so amazing. It's so beautiful. It's one of my favorite things about being in the mountains around here.
Yeah, love a larch. Put it on my headstone. I love a larch.
That needs to be a bumper sticker or something.
Well, I want to ask you, before we wrap up, I want to ask you, in recent years, everybody's kind of started to turn their nose up and be like, oh, you're super basic for liking fall things, And I feel like I always want to defend the basicness of fall. Like, what's so bad about chunky sweaters and PSLs and going apple picking? Like, yeah, basic is maybe because it's like universal. It's great.
Yeah. I don't know. Pinterest probably ruined that, but I agree. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, I love fall. And I think like in Boise, we're surrounded by nature and have nature like woven through our city. And I think we can take a lot of hints from nature where it's like, it's a slowing down and, getting ready for winter, and our society is just like, go, go, go all the time. But I think that there's something so wonderful about getting cozy and like making your home cozier and cooking like comforting foods in the fall that we should not be ashamed of it. If it's basic, then so be it. Like it's amazing. It's the best part of the year.
we're reclaiming it, huh? We're
yes.
leaning into the basic B label. Like that's totally. So be it. So yes. Be it. I love that.
If that's the label that we have to have, then so be it. But I'm all for fall.
All for fall. That'll go on your headstone. We can be right next to each other. Love a larch and all for fall. All right. Thanks, Marissa. We appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for listening to CityCast Boise today. Are you looking for even more fall getaway inspiration? Head to our website, that's boise.citycast.fm, for more fall guides. We'll be back tomorrow morning with a conversation with a Boise librarian who has tips for what you can do with your library card besides checking out books. See you then.